Hello and welcome to Geek at Play Studio tutorials. Let's continue looking on interactions between terrain and ecosystem. We'll create fractal terrain. Let's zoom out and make it a little bit large scale. Okay, as well as island, I just want a little bit increase in height. So let's move our main camera and we can kind of overview our mountains. So we'll go ahead and select render to screen so we can preview. This is our fractal terrain or procedure terrain, which is actually calculating every time when we change. But what's happening if I want to apply specific plans to the areas? You remember, you can always use it materials. And okay, let's, for example, we have one material, we'll select and let's apply also 2D brushes if you want to use it any additional effects, or when you select it, if you use it any effect, like for example dissolve in this point, you can see how it's applying additional materials. The one nice things about to do this way, let's click OK. Beside that we're receiving nice painting on those materials, we also can reuse the map that is creating for us distribution to put it our plants. So let's create the grass, actually this area you see right here that we just painted, and let's add ecosystem. This is very similar to what we done before when we painting by ourselves by the river, but I just want to add a couple things and show you some other interactions we can add. And we're going here and we go to add plant. Okay, let's go select a tree, and we just need to select one of the tree, and I want to select a little bit taller tree so we can view under that tree what will happen. Okay, let's take a little second till it's loading object. Okay, now we can click populate. You'll notice we have a population and object a little bit too large. So you know what, maybe I'll do different. Maybe we'll load it just slightly different object for this. Okay, let me see which one will look better. Let's look on this one. Okay, so it's loading. Let's populating. Yeah, it's about right. Only what I want to do now, it's decreasing scaling, make even smaller. Okay, actually maybe a little bit too small. Let's preview. I want to see how it will look. Okay, so we have a very nice population of plants going right here. Okay, next maybe just increase slightly density. As well, we can increase sampling quality, which will creating much tighter kind of image. Except a couple of things I need to remind you, because it's have a lot of this alpha. In some cases, if when we don't see what I was meaning by that, if we look on the our distribution and blending there, which is together, it's very high. So because of this blending, the population is kind of spreading around. So if you want more tighter, you need it decrease. So it will keep it plants a little bit moisty in those areas. But problem is now we still need to work a little bit more on the blending the colors right here. The next things what I like to do when we work on an ecosystem, let's add so we'll add layer. So we can add additional layer or additional ecosystem. Let me delete this one. So we have another ecosystem. And one thing, let's go ahead and add plant. We'll go to grass, maybe select long grass. Okay, you'll notice right here we have an affinity, and we'll look on the other tutorials how this can interact. So the affinity with layer below. So what I want to do is increase affinity all the way. In this case, the grass will build around each object from previous layer. So if I wanted to grass grow just under the tree, I'll put my affinity all the way here, or repulsion if I wanted to actually doesn't grow under tree, but in this case I do. So I'll increase. Let's click populate. Okay, all this what I'm doing, it's take quite a bit on the polygons. It's not the largest normal, actually it's going with billions sometimes when I work, but it still be take some resources. So be careful if you think it's like too much resource on your machine, just use a dynamic population. Okay, let's preview this case. And we have some trees and some little plants under. Okay, the next things what I want to do, it is at this point around here, maybe another layers. Okay, so let's play with this one. We'll enable and we preview so we can see which area it's taking. And right here on the bottom, I want to maybe create another just plants. So we'll using our default and we'll add ecosystem to this. So let's go add plant. And we'll just select the trees, maybe similar from what we have it before. And you notice it's loading quite a bit fast because it's in our cache. If we click populating, the system will distribute them all over. But what I want to do, I want just slightly increasing, decrease my scale a little bit down. Okay, as well, I do like as natural uses shrink at low densities, so the plants kind of very nice smooth patches will create. If creating it will be smooth on the edges kind of. And we'll go in environment. We did use the environment before, but in this case I want to see ways will be distributed. And before you even populate, what I can do, you can use this highlighter. So let's enable this highlighter and it's showing where it's located. Okay, as well, if you're decreasing, you can see it's showing the level up to what the ecosystem will be populating. So in some cases it's very useful to, before you even populating, using highlighters, so you can see where's your system will go, how high. So maybe even just a bit smaller right here, and I want to increase a little bit fuzziness, so my level will be somewhat smoother, going right here. Okay, and I like this one, but I want to create some patches to this, and we can work with the density. So let's enable variable density, and now we have our function editor. By right clicking, you can go edit function, and let's add just noise. As well on the noise, I want to add a filter, and I want to edit this filter a little bit, so I want to have a stronger kind of display of whites and darks, so it will distribution. In this case, it will have a little bit harder lines where I want to distribute. Okay, and you can see some levels. Okay, we want to probably scale this a little bit down. Let's click OK, preview. Right here you can see very clearly where we will have it patches on our plants. So again, you can apply this to like maybe tree patches. And right here, we enable shrink and low density, so we can kind of actually play a little bit with this. Okay, like let's uncheck our highlighter and populate it. Okay, quite a bit things we need a decay decreasing. What's happening? We kind of start reaching edge right here, and because we have it influenced quite a bit, it doesn't populate all the way there. Let's preview. Right here you can notice we have nice patches around. Okay, it doesn't go all the way, but it doesn't go up, so I still kind of populating right here. Scaling, maybe just let's drop a little bit more. Okay, and we preview. So we have nice patches with small decreasing. Let's now modify this terrain, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add additional layer, and as a layer I want to match with what we had in another landscape, this green grass. So same way I enable, so pop up a little bit more, and let's decrease down maybe to this level so we have it. On this case, you can use a highlighter if you want to see precisely, but green and white will be cut and distinguished. So I'll just use it about right here, maybe even more, and I will increase fastness. So we have a nice blending going right here. Okay, again, we have it a little bit wide, but this came because our ground is not the same. So let's set same ground color, and now it's kind of start blending together. Okay, next things, let's do a little bit more to work with our ecosystem. So we have it one, we can do same like here, we can create another layer to work together, or we can go ahead and create another ecosystem. And be sure when you check, because when you create new layer, it's taken environments will read from layer below, which is helpful, but sometimes when you start creating, you like wonder why it doesn't populate. It's because most time it's read probably settings from layer below, and this is need be reset. So now what I want to do for this case, I want to enable my highlighter so I can preview what's going, and I want to increase this little bit higher. Okay, and let's add something different. Let's add some different type. Well, maybe same plan. Let's just leave a different color so we can see some diversity a little bit right here. So let's take a second till it's loading this object. Okay, we're going to scaling. We'll decrease scaling as well on this one. Let's increase slightly. Okay, and here we'll preview our distribution. So we start kind of distributing all over places because we don't tie it up to our other ones. So I don't know if I will like this way planned, but it's just give you some ideas. Maybe, you know what, maybe we want to go a little bit up higher. So in that case, we'll go to environment and just increase here, but also decreasing right on the bottom. So let's preview, maybe just select something brighter. So we have it right here, but this area we will be populating. So we can go. Okay, on that case, we will restrict those colors, just populating about top. So well, till we have, let's go and replace our last one. We'll go to the rocks and we'll just use the same one as we used before, decreasing. Okay, let's preview. Okay, and you can see how we created plants right here, and it start going a little bit up from different. Again, this is we look right now more on a concept how to do this, and just overall encourage you to kind of experiment by yourself with all the settings and see which one will kind of playing better for you. Okay, so also, you know what, maybe I want to create this less right here on the sides. So let's go in our environment for this, and we'll just take a slopes and just slightly go right here. So what it does, it will create just only on a tops. If we look, it will create on a top. So what I don't want slopes, I can move it more, and it's kind of start cutting off them so they won't be creating on a slopes ecosystem on our terrain. Okay, we'll click populate and let's preview. And you can see right now it's creating just only on the top of our mountains and almost nothing on a slope. So I'll give it a little bit more interesting look. Okay, as well we have it right here, our grass, And what I want to do, I don't like how texture on this grass doesn't match really our rock. So I go to the rock, we'll go to the bumps and we'll copy function. We'll go to our grass and we'll paste the function there. Okay, as well, we can go ahead and just slightly decreasing so we'll match our other ones. On that case, now our texturing, bumping kind of slightly will be start matching our rock. So will be a little bit more interesting look in this case. And one more thing, so what I want to do for here, it's go on the ground, open. We'll just go add ecosystem to this. We'll add plant, and we'll just add two of those plants. One what we used before, and we'll add another one. Okay, we cannot use it populate because it's infinity, so we'll use it default. We can go as well and just pop up density on this and decrease scale. We could make as well variable scale for this one. So we'll have a little bit more bumps. Okay, and let's render. So, and you can see right now we start going in a 200, almost 300 billion polygons in this point because we start populating all of these trees around us. Okay, that's look nice. And just a couple things. Maybe if we want it, we can modify on our atmosphere. Just add a few more torches. Okay, we'll go to global illumination, pop up a little bit more towards sun as well, just slightly. Right here, we'll add maybe some clouds. Again, I'm not creating too much diverse here, so it's about similar what we have it, except I don't like this very strong decay on the color. So I want to pop up a little bit less of this. We'll increasing about right here. And let's set on a final and preview our render. Okay, so right here is our image. And again, we'll kind of experimenting and showing some of the techniques how to use it, different type of the environment settings to populate ecosystem. But also let's look in the next tutorial. We'll try to look how we can also control colors of our ecosystem populations based on the terrain shape. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geek at Play Studio. Please visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.